It's forward. It's forward.
Hello and welcome to Chamber University, brought to you by Perry ProTech and Shakely. And today we have an awesome program, and we're going to hear from Matt Childers, the Executive Director for Allen Lima Leadership, and he's going to talk to us just about leadership. And we're excited to have you. So thank you, Matt, for being here with us today. Appreciate it. And I'll let you take over the show. Please remember that this is recorded, and I will watch the chat box for you as well.
Awesome. Hey, Nicole, thank you. Great to be with everybody today. And I will say it's one day past the midweek, so we're on our way. It's Thursday, and tomorrow we actually have the leadership group that we will have at Mercy St. Rita's. It's our health day, and we're looking forward to that. So all things are good in the world of Allen Lima leadership. I wanted to share a little bit about all, and for those of you that don't know a lot about it, and then some of you that do, I would challenge most folks that any organization that is in our region has had somebody go through Allen Lima Leadership's class. It's a historic organization that started in 1989, and this is the 34th class of Allen Lima Leadership. So a terrific heritage. We have over 900 alumni in Allen Lima Leadership. And I graduated from Allen Lima Leadership in 2001, believe it or not, 20 years ago plus, which is really hard to believe, folks, that it's in a category that's 2 decades long. I always share the story that our graduating class of 2001, the night of our graduation was September 11th, 2001. And for obvious reasons, we ended up not having our graduation, but I can see the sky just like I can today. It was crystal blue sky on the eastern seaboard all the way through the Midwest, and looking forward to graduating with my classmates. And the towers in New York City came under attack, and as we know it, the world changed forever. So that's why Allen Lima Leadership really was an indelible mark in my life, not only because of the program, but certainly because of the way we graduated. We graduated about a month later, by the way, and Mickey Vollmer was our executive director. She was really the matriarch of Allen Lima Leadership and just did an outstanding job building the program, making it the heritage program that it is today. And we were very lucky to have her in our program. And I've had so many people come up to me in the last 4 years and say how much they enjoyed the program, how much they enjoyed their classmates. They really weren't sure about going through it at first. And then once they had gone through it, it was life altering in terms of their professional career, friendships, their personal life, and just having an overall good spirit about our community. So, you know, when I took over in 2018 with Allen Lima Leadership, I had worked in the media world since 1998 in this region, and primarily in the radio business. And when I went through the program, one thing that we did was we connected right after that program. And for 20 years, my radio groups hosted the classes that went through Allen Lima Leadership. So I was really involved in it, became a member of the board just right around 2010. And then after selling our radio stations, I became the executive director. We were in search of a new director. And in 2018, the fall of 2018, August, I became the executive director of Allen Lima Leadership. And so what the goal was to build upon this historic organization and put us in a position that would take us forward in the 21st century. And then B, to really give our stakeholders and our class members a great experience. And that comes through in a number of ways. Number one is our ability to create a curriculum that gives value to the students that go through the program. And so if you're not familiar with it, it's like a school year. We start in September, that takes us through June. So it's just like a school year, September through June. We meet once a month, except for September. The orientation is 2 days. One's a part-time day and then one's a full day. And they're always on Fridays. So it's usually the second Friday of every month, September through June. And so what we wanted to do was create a curriculum that gave our class members great value. And what we mean by that is, and I'll give you our positioning statement, and we created this in our strategic plan 2 years ago, which is lead, connect, grow, and serve. So we want to give you, in our pillars, we want to give you leadership. So we have a class, each and every class that works on the work of leaders. We have a book that you use. We have what I call the professor, David Gratz, who leads that portion of our program. And it gives you personal opportunities to grow within leadership, within your personal leadership, and across your organization, to be able to lead your organization as you grow through your emerging leadership. And then the second pillar there in the positioning statement is connect. And so we want to connect you with your community. We want to do two things. One, we want to showcase our city. And I will tell you, to a person, people are just amazed at the behind the scenes things that you're able to do in all, whether that would be in education, would be in agriculture, in the health world, the diversity world, the media world, the manufacturing world, economic development. All of those pieces of the puzzle are part of our curriculum. And just for an example, we go to the tank plant every year. Not many people get to go behind the scenes and see the tank plant. So we're leading, we're connecting to our community, and then we're connecting to others. You'll have 30 plus others in your class. I always thought I knew everybody going into the class. And of course, I knew 2 people in the 32 people a person class. And then they become not only colleagues of yours, but they become potentially business partners of yours. They become customers, clients, partners, and community activists alongside to grow our community. So, and then the third pillar is to grow. And we want you to grow individually, and we want you to grow within your organization. And then to serve is the fourth pillar. And that fourth pillar, I think, is very instrumental in what we do. Each class does a impact project. And that impact project starts during the orientation. And just like a Shark Tank, we have 3 different groups. You can image a group of approximately 10 or 11 people. And those folks then identify an issue that's happening throughout our community that they'd like to solve or to help with, and to put into a better position. And at the end of the class, we have a Shark Tank off that is judged by local stakeholders. And one of those projects ends up advancing as the ultimate class project. And then that class project goes on, whether it's a one and done, meaning it's a project that is 1 year and that's it, and they accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. Or an example of that is our Love Luggage or our Teddy Bear Fund that the 2005 class did, which is still thriving today. So all of that is lead, connect, grow, and serve. And that's a little snapshot of what you're going to get in Allen Lima Leadership. The other piece about Allen Lima Leadership that I just like to share before I get into a little bit about leadership is, Allen Lima Leadership works in a special economy. It's with a special currency in which the original investment is turned over for good. With your investment in Allen Lima Leadership, we invest in people who care about the community and who in turn take what they learn and multiply it. It's a profound ripple effect, and one would be hard pressed not to find an organization, as I said before, or business in Lima and Allen County that doesn't include an all graduate. Our mission is clear. All engages current and future individuals to enhance leadership skills for the betterment of business and the community. And our vision is to be the premier leadership organization, shaping, innovating, and broadening the region's leadership base. So you'll get a deep dive into our curriculum in the adult signature class. We have a youth class for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors in high school. We're currently right at the end of this year's youth class, which started back in October. We'll have 2 more classes, and then we'll graduate in front of the Rotary Club on Monday, April 25th for our youth class, which has been going strong for more than 20 years. And so if you do know anybody in the adult world who you would recommend, you can go to our website at allenlimaleadership.com. You can check that out for the adult signature class or the youth class to get more information there. So that's a little bit about all. And if anybody's interested in applying, there's an application on the website, or you can contact me right here at the Chamber of Commerce. And you can also check me out. It's all at wcoil.com and shoot me an email. So, all right. So that's a little bit about all. And then what I'd like to share with you is a little bit about what I share with the folks that come into each of our classes. And one of the things that we think about is the secret to leadership is not necessarily what you may think. And so I always ask a quick poll: do you consider yourself a leader? And it's interesting, you know, there's 33 or 34 folks in the class, and I'll get maybe a dozen hands that go up. So maybe somebody's shy right at the beginning, or they're not exactly sure of what that might mean. And so we ask you, do you consider yourself a leader, the action of leading a group of people or an organization? Forbes describes it as managers manage things and leaders lead people. So I talked about lead, connect, grow, and serve. So this is the way I define a leader: is if you in any way have a desire to connect to others, to help your community, are devoted to a cause, or someone interested in the well-being of others, or interested in personal growth, then you indeed are a leader. We talk about things you have to be a great leader. You have to give more than you get. We talk about that a lot with our youth, where they're emerging as leaders. And a lot of times you want to be able to give more than you receive. And that is a great staple of a great leader. You have to care more about others than you care about yourself. You have to invest in yourself, even though no one else actually is. In addition, leadership can be becoming the best version of yourself. So you could be a leader and you may not lead people, but it's also becoming the best version of who you are. I always ask this question: what leadership is not? I asked the question, I said 12 people raised their hands that they felt that they were leaders out of maybe 32 or 3 people. If you've ever had a bad boss, and then we ask, what word would you describe that boss? What's one word that you would describe that boss? And believe me, lots of hands go up and lots of words come out if you've ever had a bad boss. So that does share something about you know, some of our experiences throughout our professional career, to be able to have a bad boss, but then be able to learn from that bad boss. Never waste a good opportunity, and that you can learn from a bad boss. So those are always great discussions that we have when we start our orientation with the leadership class. And there's always really good dynamics that come from that, and really good learning lessons that people share. Healthy and strong leadership is, and then we ask for a one-word phrase. So we want to ask for that. It's interesting. Tomorrow we have our health session that I mentioned at the top with St. Rita's and Mercy. Within that session and throughout the year, I always ask one of our alumni from the class of 2005, Brian Garber, to speak to our class. And he does really an incredible job of talking about what great culture looks like. And so the title is, "How's your culture?" ? And so Brian will be in tomorrow to talk about that. And one of the things that I'm incredibly impressed with is when we do surveys after every class, Brian's 1 hour get together with the class usually ends up being one of the highest rated in all of the 10 sessions that we do with all of the different speakers and categories. How's your culture? And so, I would, if I had to raise my hand, I'd say in a word or phrase, great culture. And that's what is healthy and strong leadership. I'd also ask you at this moment, and I ask this of my class, to close your eyes and image the person you know in your orbit throughout your life that is the best leader. And then I ask you, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel when you're working in a professional environment? How does that motivate you? How does that inspire you? And if that's the type of leader that you can become, then that's a trickle down effect where you're going to have that really spread throughout your organization in a really, really dynamic way. So I always think about that, that person that you know in your orbit throughout your life that has been the best leader, and how do they make you feel? I also found that the secret to leadership is humility. Humility and leadership is within each of you. And really what that means is really giving folks in your organization, folks within your orbit, that opportunity to have the wherewithal to share their opinions, share their drive, share their hard work and what they're doing, and you can learn from them. The great leaders all across history have always had humility built into their leadership qualities. I think leadership is about two things when you boil it down. I think leadership is about inspiring others for your vision and influencing outcomes. So when you think about that, inspiring others for your vision, as the leader, whether that's the leader of a team, whether that's a leader of an organization, whether that's the leader of a department, you have to have your vision. My vision for Allen Lima Leadership is to be the premier leadership organization, shaping, innovating, and broadening the region's leadership base. So that's the vision. Now I need to influence those outcomes. And then how do you do that? And I always say that the best way to do that is to create that great culture within your organization, within your team, within your department, in order to get those outcomes from what your vision initially is. And that's what leads us to the lead, connect, grow, and serve. The extension of the four pillars of leadership, the leadership, the community awareness and networking that I talked about, our class impact project, and then our service to nonprofit boards and communities. I think you would be hard pressed to find a nonprofit or a community project that doesn't have an all graduate on their board. And we're a big resource for that. We have over 900 alumni. Now, having said that, a lot of those folks have retired. A lot of those folks have maybe moved out of state and moved on to other things. But we have an incredible base of leadership here. And so if you're a nonprofit organization and you're looking for somebody to match up with your organization, we have a host and a database of folks that are willing to become involved. They're the ones that step forward to become a member of all. And they're the ones that would be dynamic for your board and be able to add a lot of things to your organization. And so those really barrel it down, leadership, community awareness and networking, class impact project, service to nonprofits that serve our community. And so, one of the things that I wanted to share with you as I end up here is I always talk about adding value to the class members and to their organization. So really all I want people to do if they go through all is to get a great experience, learn, and then be able to take that back to their organization so that their organization says, you know what, that training for that really low amount of investment through a 10-month period was an incredible experience and it's enhanced our organization. And I talk about culture and climate a lot. I think that leads to great culture and climate coming back when you've learned a lot within the 10 months of our program. So I'll leave you with this. The number one thing I try and tell people is don't look for a job, build a career, invest in people and process, ask people for help and advice, then add value. The answer is always yes with a smile. When you meet or exceed your boss's expectations, you create job security and the opportunity for advancement. One of the most important things is to tell somebody once you are a great leader is that you believe in them. And so I leave you with that. Pleasure being with you today. It's always a pleasure to spread the good work and the good pieces of the puzzle that we have here at all. I'm proud to, we'll be starting our 5th year in August in our 5th class. We've had record setting in classes both on the youth side and the adult side. And we've really been able to champion some great leaders despite a pandemic and despite going through a lot of challenges. We've been able to graduate over the last 4 years, over 125 people on the adult side, same on the youth side in the leadership groups. And so we're really proud about that. If you're interested in becoming a member of all, you can check out our website, and it's allenlimaleadership.com. There's all kinds of information there on the programs, all kinds of information and applications that you could be a part of. So I thank you. And I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity, Nicole, and the Chamber of Commerce, who are great partners of all and have been great advocates of all over the years, to be a part of this Chamber University here this morning.
Well, thank you, Matt, for being here, and appreciate the kind words as well. I am also an Allen Lima Leadership graduate, 2015.
Indeed.
It is an amazing program, and even though I'm born here and live here, I learned a lot about my community that I would have never been able to learn without this program, and also a lot about myself, and definitely has helped me improve myself as an individual and my management style. So
Yeah.
Thank you for continuing the program, and we appreciate you being here, Matt. And also would like to say thank you to Perry ProTech and Shakely for providing this program to us. And the recording will be available at our Lima Chamber YouTube channel. And we look forward to hearing from you as well, Matt. AllenLimaLeadership.com or all@wcoil.com is how you can reach Matt for more information. Thank you, Matt. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate it. You too.